Dear viewers, welcome to Sip and Chat. My name is Atim Sijin, and today with me is Grace, Akon, and Biar. Grace is one of the young ladies in South Sudan who is doing a lot. I won't want to introduce her, but I would love her to introduce herself. Without further ado, welcome to Sip and Chat, Grace.
Thank you. Nice.
So tell us, who is Grace? Just briefly.
I think that's one of the hardest questions that somebody can be asked. Yeah, I'm Grace Akon Biar. I'm a South Sudanese by nationality. I've been in South Sudan for almost 4 months now.
Okay. Almost 4 months now.
Yeah, almost
All right.
4 months.
Welcome to South Sudan. Where were you before you came back to South Sudan?
I was actually in Kenya. I've been to Nakuru and then I've been to Nairobi.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know which place I can say specifically that I belong to because my mother lives in Nakuru and then I live in Nairobi and then, but you know how girls are, every weekend you run to your mother.
Oh, okay, that is quite interesting. So Monica, Sip and Chat hashtag My Story is a platform where we tell stories about our journeys. So where did you get this idea? Because you have so many things in one. You are a writer, you are an activist, and you are one of youth who is very active in terms of social issues. So where do you belong among all these things? Are you an author? Or how do you, if you are to ask or to be told that, okay, tell us where you belong, where you fit in, where will you tell us?
I think something like writing is what I really love, is something that I see is what is the little contribution that I can make to the nation? What is the little contribution that I can make to the country?
Okay.
And I realized that the part of social issues is, you know, you have to pick something that you be like, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about, and or that's what I'm going to deal with. And I picked social issues, especially on marriages and all that, kind of very hard thing to deal with.
Yeah, especially in our culture.
Well, the first question is, please, Kade, get married first, and you will come and talk to us.
About marriage.
While
How do you respond to that?
You know, some of these things are things that you see. You know, something that you see that you don't need experience.
Okay.
You don't need to be in something so that you know that this thing is not right or.
And
so
it's all about learning. It's about seeing what is happening around you, right?
Yeah, sure. It's something that you see, be like, okay, this is how the society is, and this is what we need to improve, and this is where we need to change it. It's not a must I implement what I'm saying, but it is important if we, the society, are like, if there's anything that I can contribute that can make a family of so and so to become successful,
Then do it.
That's my contribution. And,
exactly.
And it becomes crazy when they say, we want to see when you get married, how it will end.
By the way, it is kind of hard for a young lady to talk about social issues and sensitive issues among our communities.
Sure.
So do you feel threatened sometimes?
Okay, the best thing about me, I'm emotional and not so emotional. So there are times you find somebody went and pick the newspapers, especially I write for those newspapers. So you go and get my article on the newspapers, you get very emotional, and you know the way people are having issues here. And then somebody will just attack me directly in my inbox, be like, Grace, why did you say so, like this and that and that and that? I'll be like, okay, that was the angle I was seeing it.
Yes.
Now bring your angle, bring your point of view, bring your opinion. Say how you see it, and I don't have issues with you on that. I'll be like, no, you're very stubborn.
So it's all about expressing your views.
Yes.
Anyone of us is entitled to his or her own views.
And at the end of the day, they are actually opinions.
Yeah.
An opinion, nobody will push you and be like, okay, you must do it, you must follow it, do it. No, it's not like that.
Okay.
Opinion, you pick your own point.
By the way, you wrote a book. I didn't know, but I was told today that Grace wrote a book.
The book is not yet out. How did you know?
I was told by somebody. So what is the title of the book?
I think this has to do with we need to talk to the editor first.
All right, it's okay. So okay, when is the book
me.
coming out? When is the book coming out?
He may kill me. I'm waiting for him. We are supposed to have the book out this month, and we are waiting for him. The book is going to be published in Barcelona, and so I'm waiting for it.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
I know it's going to be a great book.
I
know. So Grace, tell me your upbringing. Where did you grow up to be this kind of a vocal young lady? It might have been something to do with your background, your upbringing. Where did you grow up exactly?
I grew up from Bor. I think most of the people who know, a lot of people know me that I came from Bor, and I'm from Twitch of Jonglei, and my mother is from Bor.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and most of my childhood, from 2006 up to 2013, I have been in Bor, and that's where I was raised. I went to school in Langbar Mixed Primary School. I studied there, and then the church was there, the church and the school. And my father is a kind of a very great man, somebody that I really adore, somebody that I really like.
What is his name?
He's called Andrew Biar.
I know Biar.
Yeah, you know, right?
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting to know why you are like this.
Yeah, so my father is a very great man, he's a very vocal man. Not to forget my grandmother, she's very humble, she's very calm. And I think I learn a lot from them.
Okay. So someone is saying, get married first. Greetings to our great brain. Okay, this is a joke. There's a laugh there, so we can take it as a joke. But it's okay. One time you'll get married, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, I
so
hope
of
so.
course, it's not a big deal. So Grace, you've been doing a lot, and being a businesswoman, being an activist, talking about social issues, sensitive issues, it has given you a spotlight.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes do you feel like you're pressured? That there's a way you should at least conduct yourself, to reflect the views you have.
I think sometimes when I go to places, people are expecting different person from me, and I joke too much actually. And so when I go to place and then somebody be like, oh, it's Grace. I'll be like, oh, okay, it's you. And then we start to greet each other and we laugh, we smile, and then and somebody, okay, Grace, you have not combed your hair. I don't know why.
Hello guys, we had some connection challenges, but we are back.
Hey guys, we are sorry.
So South Sudan, we have issues with connection, but thank God we are back. So you were saying something?
Oh yeah. So I was saying from the upbringing of my mother, my great mother, and then my great father, and then the society. I think society has done more in raising me than even my own family, because any place I go, people would be like, please, Grace, what do you think? And all that.
Okay.
And because of that, most of the time, and I'm so grateful to the society, I'm so grateful to the whole community of South Sudan, because a lot of things that I do, they're actually, many of them, they talk to me, many of them, they advise me, many of them, they motivate me, many of them, they encourage me, many of them, they, like, if somebody find me doing something, they don't keep quiet.
Yeah.
Actually, they tell me directly, and they tell me, Grace, you need to improve here, you need to look like this, you need to do this, and I think to me, criticism and they're hard things to swallow.
Yeah.
If somebody finds you have not combed your hair, they'll be like, don't you know what eh?
Okay.
Why are you not combing your hair? And sometimes it needs courage. You need to have that courage, that grace from God, so that at least you can be able to, you don't change your eyes, you don't change your mood, you don't, because somebody has advised you somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's from God, and I'm so grateful.
Grace, I didn't ask you why because I think we're part of the same feathers. I don't also comb my hair. Even mine is worse because it's full of issues. Anyway, so it has been a long journey of being in the spotlight. You've been doing a lot. You are very vocal, and I do say always, by the way, if we don't talk about things, nothing will happen.
Yeah, true.
Let's have a conversation going on. Let's talk about sensitive issues. Nothing is so sensitive not to talk about.
Yeah,
so this young mentality of not talking about some things because they're sensitive, it has to change.
True.
Mostly in our generation, it has to change. So tell me, in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? Where do you see Grace in the next 5 years from now?
I'll be a mother. I will be a mother.
Okay.
And, yeah.
That is loading, right? Okay, that is good. Mother in 5 years.
I'll be a mother. I will be an author. And I'll be doing more to the society than what I'm doing now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is quite interesting. If there's some things no one knows about Grace, 3 things that nobody knows about you outside there, what could they be?
3 things.
3 things that nobody, even me, I don't know about Grace. 3 things you feel like it's only me who knows. It can be either bad or good. It's okay. Don't worry. This is Sip and Chad. We can say anything.
One, they don't know how I handle the relationship because they believe that I date everybody. Because you know what happened? Me and when people on social media, I have some of the young people whom we are very close, so we just meet there and be like, okay, baby, you are not greeting me. That's on public platform. And then people will be like, okay, that's Grace's boyfriend. But at the end of the day, that guy is not even my boyfriend. I don't know him, but
That is one. So you're
That's
confusing
one.
people around.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay, that's one.
one.
Two.
Two. They don't know that I'm very shy in real life.
Very shy.
Yeah,
I
very
didn't see,
shy.
but I know it's okay. I didn't see that. It's okay. That is two. The third one, the last one.
The last one. What is it that people don't know about me? I'm very talkative and okay, what is it? I don't think this.
You're talkative. Okay, that is a good one.
But people knows. Everybody knows.
Yeah, even online you can see it. You can see your writings. I know this one. She's a talkative lady.
And I easily avoid people. I think.
Why do you avoid people?
If there is a problem, I don't confront
okay,
people.
okay. You're not this kind of person who can confront people.
Yeah, if I think things are not going well, I just give you space.
That's a peaceful way of doing things.
Yeah, and I just, and then when we meet in public, it's so embarrassing.
It's
I'm
mine.
like, oh my God, I miss you. Where have you been? But the reality is, like, I don't want to see you.
What? So next time when I see you and you smile, I'll have to be very careful
Now
with your
you
smile
embarrass
because.
me.
No, it's okay.
Now
It's okay.
You embarrass me in public because I have said it now.
No, but it's okay. These are three things no one knows about you. So when I'm around you, I have to be careful not to create issues. So, Grace, you know, you've been doing a lot in terms of writing about social life. Do you have young girls who look up to you for advice, you know, for guidance? Do you get those kind of incidents where a young lady walk up to you and say, you know what, I like you and I have 1, 2, 3 issues I want to share with you?
Yeah, I think it's one of the most common thing with me most of the time, especially on weekends. You find like I have a schedule of girls that want me to talk to, and of young girls maybe who are going through gender-based violence. They ask me on how I can advise them, and maybe some of the girls who got married, they are going through some of the few things in their marriages, and then maybe they tell me, okay, this is what I'm going through. Grace, what do you think? And yeah, it's one of the hardest thing to deal with because it's a reality. And then the hardest thing is I go to places and people be like, that's Grace.
Okay. Do you have ladies who come to you, young ladies, and talk about
Yeah,
sex?
I have a lot of about.
Sex.
Uh,
About sex education. Okay, let me say sex education.
I
It sounds
think
bad when I
let's
just say
call
sex.
it life skills. Let's call it life skills. I think it's better.
Life skills, okay. Any way you like it.
Yeah, sometimes I speak openly about sex because I think this is it's part of life, right?
Yes, yes.
And the most important thing you can tell somebody, please be safe. If you don't abstain, use condom. And when I speak to a young girl like that, they look at me and be like, Grace, what did you just say? I'm like, but that's the reality of life.
Yeah.
If you
Either you
cannot
abstain,
really abstain, and then go
protect
for
yourself.
protection, and they'll be like, okay. And do you think that if I say protection, a man will not look at me differently?
And those scenarios are there where a man will ask you, a lady will ask you, am I a prostitute? Why am I using condom? These are quotes that we see always happening.
And actually, I think not only men, not only women, but even men, they, like
Some men don't
if
like
you,
it.
those topics, you know, our society, there are topics they don't speak about. There was a time I wrote an article about protection, and I tell people that, you know, diseases and viruses, they are real, and people were like, okay, Grace, now that you are encouraging condoms, you want our ladies not to produce. But what is the best? The best is better she don't produce and she's not sick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, I think, if she cannot abstain. But biblically and in the tradition where I have been taught, I hope my mother will not watch this because I will not.
Even if she watches, it's okay.
I will not have somewhere to sleep.
Okay, let's hope she will not watch. It's okay. Let's hope she will not watch.
She will send me out of the house.
Say it. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm very sure she will not watch
send
this.
me out. She will send me out of the house. So now, if somebody cannot abstain, if you cannot abstain, actually, then you really need to. You just go for protection. Yeah.
Better to be safe.
Yeah, to be safe is the
All
best.
right. Samson Makuri is saying very impressive. Jimmy, Jimena, FIFA. Good. That's a good one. Okay, let's go ahead. But Grace, apart from we know you have gone to high school. You were in Kenya. Were you studying in Kenya? Did you go back to school?
Yeah, I went back to school, but
What are you studying?
I have been to Mount Kenya University.
What are you doing? Which course are you doing?
I have been doing business administration.
I thought you would be doing counseling.
And then, no, come on, look at you. And then I have been doing communications in a Christian-based university, the same thing in Nairobi.
Okay.
And I hope you will not ask me deeper question, what course unit were you studying? I
No,
didn't
no, I will
hear
not do
the-
that.
oh, thank
I will
you.
not do that.
Thank
I'm also
you.
doing communications by the way.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah.
In which university?
Kampala University.
Oh, Kampala University. Okay, my brother studied there. Hey,
Okay, good.
team of Kampala.
So
is
if you have
here.
advice to young men outside there, young men who are still growing and very excited about life, what do you tell them?
I think the best I can tell them, I am not yet married, but I think if you want to really go far, you need to look for a woman who is going to stand up for you. A woman that when things really get harder, she will always be there for you, because I think family is about two people, a man
Exactly.
and a woman, and these two people, they must stand up for each other, and they must always be there for each other. And a woman that if you really go down, she's going to be there, and she's going to stand up and be like, okay, this is my man, this is my husband, and this is what he's going through. And at the end of the day, a woman who will really understand the situation, so that, you know, she don't increase the stress that you are having. It is the same thing to men.
Yeah.
To women, you look for a man that is able to understand you, that is able to understand the kind of career, a man who is able to understand your weaknesses, a man who is able to understand, you know when you get down,
Yeah.
what is it that should be done. And these are normal things.
Okay, I think our connection
Yeah,
has
we
been
are back.
on and off, but we are back.
Sorry guys, I think network is like against today conversation.
And by the way, for the first time,
We need to talk to MTN
for the first time,
today.
this is unfair.
We need to talk to MTN. Yeah, so I was saying, and the same thing to a woman, if you must go far, you need a man who understands your career, you need a man who understands your weakness, you need a man who understands who you are, the true character, the real you, you know everybody in our Dinka culture we say ngenong to niobde, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And ngenong to raide. Those things, at least you marry somebody who's able to understand say kind of things when they happen to you, and
Okay.
when you are in say kind of life. That's what I can say about marriage.
So it's all about acceptance, understanding
Yes,
people's weaknesses.
and committing to each other, and trust, because it is only through trust you can manage actually, and yeah.
And how do we build trust? Because sometimes with our kind of setting, Grace, like you see our young girls, I'm not against this. You know, we find that ladies are dating like 4 or 5 men at a go. It's allowed culturally, it's allowed. And then this lady will get married to one person later at the end of the day. But that will turn into, at some point, it turns into tradition. Because you start dating and you feel like it's normal to talk to 3, 4, 5 men. And then later on you get married. Do you think this kind of culture is okay? Do you have to date more men for you to marry one person? Or do you have to commit one person at some point? Like one at a time?
You know, according to where I come from, you know, I'm a Jiang. According to Jiang community, the Dinka community, we date 3 to 4 people. We don't call you people men. We don't call you our boyfriend. We don't call
How
you
do you
like
call
that.
us?
A boyfriend is somebody you are like, you have intimacy.
So these 3 is for what? How do you call them?
We are in courtship. I'm trying to understand you. I'm trying to get to know you.
Come on, Grace.
Like you're not
Okay,
my boyfriend.
so there are 4 men. There's 3 in the waiting list that you are trying to understand and know.
Yes.
Then there's
like
one that is
actually,
given the opportunity.
You know why we do it like that? Because like in our culture, before winter, we used to have what we call sleepover of a man who is
Yes.
in courtship with a woman. You come at evening, we arrange for you your room.
You relax, you
Yeah,
talk
you
the whole
sleep
night.
in my room with me. But there's no sex. We are not going to have sex. You sleep in my room so that I understand some of the things. One, how do you sleep at night? Do you spread your legs? Do you okay?
Okay, no, it's okay, it's okay. So understanding how you sleep at
How
night.
you sleep at night?
And also
Do
you,
have-
you will understand how you sleep
Yeah,
also at night.
and then again, you will understand me too, right? And then we have to know, like, are you like we
Do you
have
snore at night?
Do you
Like,
snore at night? Are you a witch at night? Do you?
someone is laughing there.
Are you like when you sleep? You know, there are people who wake up at night, then they stay. Then we say there are 2 things involved. Either they did not eat something that was good and their stomach is having issues with him, or 2 is a witch. So to us, Dinka girls, so that's why we bring you for a sleepover. So you sleep with me in the house in the same room. My mother and my father, they will know that
Someone is inside,
Yeah,
okay?
Grace.
No
Grace
sex,
friend.
no touching, no nothing?
No, you don't touch me. You don't kiss me.
So how
you
do we
don't-
sleep on the same bed? I don't touch you, how?
No, you know our culture before, people were not having these too much feelings that you guys have now.
But now it's not the case.
I'm
So
telling
why
you
can't we-
about a long time.
Why can't we upgrade now? Because now it's not the case. You sleep with me on bed. Well, no, I will not sleep.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because things have changed. You know, back in the days, sex was not an issue. Now we are exposed. There's television, there's a lot of things. We're sexually very active than before.
Actually, you people have
Can we stop this?
Okay, now let me tell you. Now before, so now when a woman observe you, so there are nights you can sleep with me and then me alone and then I try to understand you.
Yeah.
There are nights where I will involve my sisters so that they try to understand some of your characters, the way you are living, how you are, they try to know. Then somebody can even want to marry you,
Yeah.
but once they spend 2 nights or 3 nights with you,
They'll change their mind.
they will say, this is not a man. Maybe you didn't need to write you ruin to in Dinka. Okay, you just
Go ahead.
speak Dinka to my people.
It's okay.
You need to write or maybe there is a the way you wait, need to do it, like the way you breathe, the way you are, and
Snoring.
snoring, and then the way you like all those things you do at night. So some of like me, I cannot spend my life with this kind of a guy at
Because
night.
it's snoring too much.
Snoring is too much, or maybe they really or maybe you want to sacrifice me. Okay, we were not having sacrifice issues.
Yeah, but maybe something is wrong.
Yeah, but maybe it's part of maybe another group. Those were the reason in Monjang, in Tenin,
But now, is it the case,
feelings.
Grace? Is it the
now,
case right
for
now?
the case now,
Why
for
can't
the-
we let go of some of
for
these
the case
cultures?
now, we are confused. Because where I come from, I have a brother. My brother, Biar, he can never allow me to sleep with a man in a room.
There's no need.
That's
In this
what-
century, there's no
No,
need.
listen now where the problem is. Now, when if I now people date, you then need I don't know I'm going to do it to know Monjang, and it is one of the hardest things. You could need emoji, you could emoji and what did you could emoji raw well di raw chuardi. I'm allowed to take the first evening like this.
Then you throw
The
his leg.
you be like the marriage is done, but you cannot get out, right? So I think these are the confusion that have come to the society, and people really need to look into them critically. The Jing Council have to bring something into reality and be like, okay, there are realities we need to.
Why are you laughing? Touching breasts were allowed. Only sex was not allowed. Is that true?
No, according to what Mama told me, that's what I
Maybe
have
by accident.
said.
Maybe by accident, but it's not allowed. Maybe you touch by accident, but it's not allowed.
No, that's a different case.
Even they will say,
Monjang.
you will have issues with the community.
Yes,
Guys
now-
will start running away from
Yes,
you.
so you are not allowed to ban around the back. So now all these things, they have brought confusion with the way we are. Because what to now between civilization, between the culture. Manachin yan monjang bebe Paul binin kana monde bikin ang time so that they talk.
Yeah.
Kukachin monjang bebe ting bulanin kana girlfriend.
Definitely.
Kalwelele once we think about laying in you see how they are, these women of these days, the men of these days.
So it becomes something else.
So now, to my mother, I'm not encouraging you to let me sleep with somebody tomorrow, but I think what I'm saying is the society changes.
Yes.
I think we need to make some changes, a little bit more, and we need to see how can a young man understand his woman. Leave alone the physical beauty, the education, the finances, but even in the range, are you able to manage that person? Because that is the person you're going to sleep with until
death do you apart. Okay, that is quite
So
interesting.
now, if you come and speak about certain things, people will be like,
So and so.
what? You can't
Yeah, and Andrew is coming something else. Okay, but Grace, do you feel like there's need for us to integrate our culture to fit into the new context of society we're in now? Because of course, back in the days, there were no sexual issues. You know, dressing was, women's body was not sexualized like it is today. For us today, if you see a woman tying, you are done, you're finished. Those days was normal. A woman can move without bra and it is okay. Now if you do that, our blood will boil. So there are differences. Can we adjust? Can we upgrade our culture to fit into the context we are in today?
I think what we really need to do as young
From our
men,
elders to us as youth.
yeah, I think, okay, the change will not actually come from the much of elders, but from us, because we are the people who are coming up, we are the next generation, and I think we need to normalize seeing a woman without a bra. I think, and
It has to be normalized. It is all about your brain. It's all about how you look at women
Yes,
and how you were raised.
and actually things to do with feeling sex and other things, they depends with how you are thinking and what you perceive about them. But if you say, I don't want to do it, I'm okay, I see her, she's my sister, you will never have issues.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think, so there is need for advocacy so that we just don't see ourselves in between, we don't see each other in the rooms, we don't see
We have comments from Jomo Tiagi saying run was a crime except when it is midnight. At midnight, it is only God who is not confused. Wow, great talk. I hope they are watching and listening. Greeting, my dear. Achona Jangarok, thank you. That last talk, too much. Does she know how her boyfriend smells? No, that is radical, but it's okay. It's okay. So, Grace, in the next 5 years, you want to be a mother, you want to give back to the society. Are you going to venture into business? Because giving back to the community, you need to have good money. You have to be loaded. Are you doing some businesses? If you are doing some businesses, this is a platform also to tell people about your business and let them come and buy your product, or what is it?
Yeah,
anything you want.
I think currently I have been working. I have been really very tied up with the office. Most of the time I work from Monday to Friday, and that's really a very tight schedule. But my main aim and my dream is to have businesses. You remember last time I told you about a magazine that I'm coming up with? I finished the registration. I have been able to present the projects and to some of the people, and I'm waiting to see what will be the response.
Okay.
Rather than that small things people are running, and we thank God for that. But I'm hoping for something that is bigger. I'm hoping that maybe in the next 2 years or 1 year, I will not be actually working under this. Okay, I work now for a good organization, and I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, I hope that maybe in the next 2 years, I want to be really focusing on my own, on my work, and on myself.
That is interesting.
And for the society too, because if you work and there is volume issues.
There's volume issue? How come? And we are good. All right, maybe you can be loud a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah. So sorry if there's volume issues. So I was saying in the next 2 to 3 years, or maybe 1 year, I may be independent. That's my dream, and that's my plan. So that at least I can have free time to interact with the society. I can have free time to do advocacy. I can have free time for writing. I can have free time for everything I desire.
Okay. How many books do you think you will write?
I don't know. You know, laziness is something else. It's much easier to say than to do.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I think if I tell you 10 now, I will not work on it. So let's just wait and
see how it goes.
Yeah, sure.
Do you go for a cultural dance in Chirkat on Sunday?
I have never.
Why? Oh, you don't dance in Chuang, huh?
No, energy. By the way, maybe I'm better than you.
No. No. I'm a very good one.
Okay, yeah, I do dance and energy kiden paneda lengu
bor.
Yeah, kwan ku kiriti but
look at you. Okay, but it's okay. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Okay, that is quite interesting. So, Grace, as I said earlier, we are a youth platform, and we use this platform to talk about issues about youth and also issues of concern within our communities, within our society. So, do you feel like in the next 5 years our cultures will change for better? Because I know it's not that our cultures are bad. Now there are men who want to marry, but if you want to marry, you need a lot of cows to pay as dowry. Our dowry issue is not regulated until now. And it's affecting men because some of the men will not marry because simply you don't have what it takes to go and take someone's daughter, right? So is that going to change anytime soon?
I think one of the things that is really affecting us as youth is the issue of dowries. Because these dowries, you find, okay, by the way, the society don't want to speak about it. But in reality, and I think we need to get out of imaginary world.
Okay, guys, our connection went off again, and we are back to conclude this program. I know it's quite interesting for all of us, but because of connection issues, we will have to do another one later on. So, Grace, it has been quite an interesting conversation with you. What could you say for the last time, like as we close the program? What is your last word for our viewers?
I think the last thing we were having was about the dowry, and so I was saying the issue of dowries is something that the Gen Council need to look into, and not only the Gen Council, but the whole community need to look into, because now a young man has to struggle for 3 years, 2 years trying to save some money so that he can be able to raise the dowries for his wife, and this is something that is really very difficult, and that's why I feel gentle. Even banyak tirin it become a bigger issue. But I think about tirin by the way. And it's because of this dowry issue. So so I think the society needs to look into it.
Yeah, Tediak is okay.
Yeah, Tediak is anybody can try and pay that.
Definitely.
And that's what we want. And my last word and to the whole society of South Sudan now. We are your people, we are your children, by the way. So look into things like dowry, so that some of us because we and I think issue of dowry and
I like that. Okay, someone is asking, Miss Grace, what do you think about the polygamy and polyandry?
I think for the issue of polygamy, many of us actually, I work from polygamous families.
And you have mothers, you have 3, 4 mothers.
And I think if na capable, financially, much and then the man is okay to go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. It becomes a problem.
It becomes a problem by
all right, people. That is quite interesting. Dear viewer, this was Monica. This was Grace. Sorry, Grace Akon Andrew. She has been talking to us about our journey, our story, but of course we have to add in some issues that are affecting our community. So Grace, we thank you so much for coming. I know it has been a tight schedule for you, but thanks for making it. And I hope to see you next time when the network is okay and we have more chats.
No, I think next time you really need to, so that we chat more.
I will.
So that we let our society know some of
Very soon we are coming back with Grace, and it's going to be very interesting. This is just the beginning, but of course we'll discuss more with her concerning our day-to-day activities as youth, as South Sudanese, and also as GM community. So thank you so much and have a wonderful time. Before you go, please subscribe and follow her on our page. Follow Sip and Chat also on our page, on YouTube, and let's keep conversing. Let's have a conversation. Let's build ourselves together. Thank you so much and have a wonderful time.
Same. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Thank you.